All right, guys, happy Friday, July 14th. I'm coming to you excited. I'm coming to you with a grateful heart and an abundant mind. And that's what I love about this group is that we're always here to share, give, contribute, and be open-minded to learn. So if you have an ego, if you feel like you can't learn from this group, from the people, I suggest that you probably just exit stage left now, because if you are allowing your ego to be in the way of your growth, then this is not the room for you. And so I love you all, but if you are closed-minded, this is definitely not the room for you. But as we get started this morning, guys, I got a lot of stuff on my mind, a lot of things that I want to share with you guys, and we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to turn it over to Jess Blaine. Jess Blaine, you're going to bring the team out on the field today and share with us one thing that you're truly, truly stoked about in your life right now. So Jess, I'm going to have you bring us out on the field. So let's turn the mic over to you. It was great seeing you yesterday. Great seeing Kim. Great being able to break bread. I love you guys. If you ever want to hang out with me, just say, let's have some food. I love breaking bread with people and just being able to not so much talk about business, just be human beings having some food. So Jess, thank you for the invite to have fun with you guys yesterday. Enjoyed it. Great seeing you. So Jess, bring us out on the field.
Thanks again for doing that. I think one of the things that I'm really sitting in right now is that I'm going through a shift in my life right now in many different aspects, and it's creating a lot of anxiety for me. And it's taken some self-reflecting to really identify what is triggering and making the anxiety higher. And I think it's because of the constant trying to go from 0 to 100 and identifying and chipping away some of the top responsibilities that I have to take care of and doing them maybe one at a time or two a day, or just allowing myself the grace to have the time in between to do it. Is something that I'm really grateful for right now, just being self-aware and understanding, because I was telling Elias, this is probably the most anxiety I felt in a long time. And, anxiety is just the constant living in the future. And if you don't get a hold of your thoughts, and if you do not have a great enough relationship with yourself to identify what's really going on, it can really eat at you. So that's the message. I'm not thankful for anxiety, but thankful that I recognize where it's coming from, and thankful that I have the mental capacity to just have a running list of things that need to be done and creating a priority list.
Love this. I love this. And if I was to just funnel this down, what I'm hearing you say is self-awareness. I
100%.
think that in this game particularly, this game is going to force you to be self-aware. And it's going to force you to look at yourself in different ways. It's going to force you to break things that are not serving you any longer. Maybe they served you when you were 25 years old. And I know there's people that are a lot younger than me, but what I'm saying is that maybe it served you a long time ago, but the season of life that you're in right now, maybe those thoughts no longer serve you. Maybe you're getting in your own way. So self-awareness is a huge part of my existence, and it's a huge part of a lot of your existence. So I'm really glad that we're having this conversation. So let's go right into this. I want to share some things with you guys. I tell you this, I have been a writer for years, and I write every single morning, a minimum of 1 hour. I write every single day. And I share this with you once again, because I look back at stuff. It's kind of like looking back at old photos, old videos. It's like this time capsule. And I'm looking through a book that I started writing in 2021, and to see how much we have grown as a group, and how we have evolved, and how coaching has evolved, and how my life has changed. And so before we get rolling, I just wanted to say thank you guys. And why I want to say thank you is because I want to thank you for allowing this space to happen. I want to thank you for your contributions, for your conversations, for the breakdowns, the breakthroughs, all the things that we've talked about, the ideas, the strategies, the relationships. I just want to thank you guys for everything that you guys have been able to contribute to this space, because it's truly been evolutionary, and I really, really want to thank you guys. So, I wanted to share this with you, and I was reminded of this because I wrote this a long time ago, and it said here, what you want to become tomorrow, you've got to do today. And I wrote here that I want you to obsess daily. I want you to obsess about your growth, about your routine. I want you to obsess about the impact that you want to make on society and in the market. Obsess about lead generation, obsess about your marketing, and obsess about how many videos you want to create. And if you don't discipline, okay, this is one of the most powerful things I've heard in the last couple of years. If you don't discipline yourself, the market will discipline you. Okay, stay with me for a second. If you don't discipline yourself, then you will be disciplined by the market. You become victimized of all the things that, oh, it's the market, it's interest rate, it's this, it's that. No, it's not. It's not. If you allow yourself to stay disciplined and stay on your course, the market is never going to dictate your success. And so going through my notes, I was reminded of that. But let's do this, you guys. I wanted to ask you right now, if you were just to be very clear with yourself, honest, transparent, have a moment of self-awareness about your own individual branding. And I want to stay here before we get into action for the week. If you were to ask somebody else that sees you, follows you, is connected with you, looks at your social media, looks at the stuff that you're sending in newsletters, I want to ask you guys right now, what does your branding say about you? If you were to do a quick survey and throw this out, like, all right, you guys, I'm going to be in one of those rooms where they have like, you can see in one side, but you can't see the other, or whatever, like an interrogation room. And you're going to do a public survey right now. And you're going to say, all right, guys, we have 100 people in this room. Wonderful. I'm going to play on the screen right now this person's branding, their videos, their marketing, all the things that they're creating out to the consumers. And what do you guys think about that? So right now, the stage that you're in, July 2023, what does your branding say about you currently? What would people be able to know about you currently? What is the level of expertise that you have currently right now? Can people get a sense of how safe they'll be working with you? Can they get a sense of what you truly, truly serve, how you serve it, why you serve it, who you are as a person? Do you have kids? Do you have a family? Do you like to kayak? Do you like to bike? What does your branding currently say about you? And is it saying enough? Is it saying enough, and is it catapulting the true vision that you have for your business? I remember not having a brand, you guys. I remember Keep It Moving being a hashtag that I wrote on Facebook for 9 years before I chose to do something with it, right? Keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Keep It Moving represents progress, and it will always represent progress and forward motion. That's what that is. And I believe that everything that we're doing coincides with that. So I want you to ask yourself, what does your brand say about you guys right now? Is it identifiable? Does it speak about what you truly represent? Because remember what Jeff Bezos says. Jeff Bezos says is your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. Your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. So what is your brand saying about you right now? And I want you to get clear with that. And I want to share with you, the market belongs to people who market, right? Really simple. The market belongs to those who market. So you have to ask yourself, like, okay, cool. If I was to unpack this right now, how am I truly, truly marketing myself, my skills, my abilities, my knowledge to the world, right? How am I doing this? Am I having a one pathway of doing that, and it's only on social media, and I'm not tapping in anything else? You're probably missing a huge opportunity. And I want to share this with you because this is why it's so important to build a brand that is identifiable and it is a brand that is 100% yours. I'm not telling you anything about fast real estate, Team Fast, EXP, none of that. Remove all of that. We don't want to be wrapped in your identity at all. This is your opportunity to build something that you could take anywhere in the world. Just Bling could be in Miami next year, right? And Just Bling on a boat. The point is, it's hers, and it's identifiable to who she is, her cause, her purpose, her crusade. So stay with me. When you think about these names, think about this in a very, very simple way. These are all people that built a brand based on their shoulders of their name. And now these names are iconic. And I'm just going to take you through some of them. Sam Walton, Walmart, Walt Disney, Charles Rolls and Henry Royce. What company did they start? They started Rolls-Royce. Armani, Versace, Louis Vuitton, Adidas, started by Adi Dassler, Dow and Jones, Charles Dow and Ed Jones. Enzo Ferrari, August Horsch, it was Audi company, Hershey, Milton Hershey. And why do I share this with you? I share this with you guys because it's so important to be able to identify with yourself, your name, your brand, your identity, and what you're pushing out to the world. All these people started with a small idea, a big idea, and they started out and they never looked back. So my question is to you, when you think about names like this that have had a huge impact on society, things that we think about, pop culture, all that, what separates you from them? Like, separates you from, they were human beings, still are, some of them are still living. They're human beings that had a dream, and they did every single thing in their power to support that dream, to build that dream, to market, to knock on everyone's door, to go to people's door with a bucket of chicken, to share with them why the Colonel's chicken was different than any other chicken out in the market. That's how you have to look at this game. You have to say, you know what, I'm going to be the best marketer. I'm going to build a brand. I'm going to build a vision, and I'm going to make sure that I never slow down. You are going to market yourself into an empire, or you're going to market yourself into non-existence. That choice is simply yours. So I wanted to share that thought with you guys to really put some things in a perspective that you guys truly can build an empire based on your name. It has nothing to do with anything else. Colin Elbasani and Phillips, you know, Christina, when I think about like the things that you guys can do right now, it is endless, endless. And remember, we didn't exist 3.5 years ago. This brand didn't exist. My brand didn't exist. Kenny's brand existed, Fast Real Estate, or just Kenny Fast, but Kenny Fast turned Kenny Fast into hashtag Team Fast. Team Fast now has grown into Fast Real Estate. And down the road, Fast Real Estate then grows into Fast Enterprises and becomes a global network, right? And it all started based on one man's vision for himself. And now look at what's happened. Look at what's happened. So I wanted to put some things into perspective. I want to open the mic up to you guys. I want to get any thoughts, contributions, shares, anything based on what I have shared with you thus far. Does anybody have their wheels going? Anybody have their thoughts going? Joellen, let's hear from you. Take the mic. I'm surprised. I thought for some reason you were going to Vegas to Neil Holmes thing, but maybe I saw that wrong.
I had a new listing I'm working on, so I had to cancel.
Okay. All right. So let's hear from you. What's your thoughts? What's your contribution?
Yeah, this is perfect for right now because I believe I am building my brand, and mine is Together We Move. And I mean that we're in this together when I talk to my clients. And last night, my seller, I guess over a few days, he wrote me a song. My seller wrote me a song, and it's based on that song, We're in This Love Forever. You know, that love together forever. And he wrote, I'll just give you a little tidbit of it. He said, we're in this move together. We do the work that lasts forever. Don't you know that we're in this move together? And like berries on a vine, it gets sweeter all the time. That's just one verse. But my brand, like you said, yeah. So Together We Move. And he wrote that.
All right. So Together We Move. So if I don't know you and I see Together We Move, what does that represent? What does that mean to you? And what is the calling behind that?
I'm in this together with them to the end, you know, from the beginning to the end. I'm holding their hand side by side. We're doing this together. I'm not just dropping off a listing agreement. I'm not just sending them, you know, listings to see houses. I'm doing everything with them, even walking down to the bank, helping them get their EMD ready for their loan too. So.
Man, I absolutely love this because remember how I started this out when you talk about obsessing about your marketing, the impact. You should be obsessing about your consumer journey. You should be obsessing about that. I know we've been talking about this for the last month. George Bryant's going to come in and speak with us in August, and I really want you guys to be on that call. But like, you should be obsessing of how can I make this different, better, enhance? How can I connect? How can I be there for them more? Like, you should be obsessing less about the transaction and more about the consumer journey. And I love what you're doing. And I love it. I love it. You guys, what else? I want to hear from a couple other people. I'm fired up this morning. Nothing separates you from any of these names that I just mentioned. So Otis White, let's hear from you. Let's get 3 other people on deck. I want to hear from you guys, contributions, thoughts, insights on this conversation. Let's go, Otis.
I think your brand is also about your journey too. People follow your journey through your brand. With my brand of real estate, a lot of my following have been following that from my transition from a radio, TV, podcasting into here. And I want to say thank you, Elias, for allowing me to come to the Top Producer Dinner and not just being like, hey, we'll just get you on the next one, because coming there, getting those small amount of videos and sharing that with my tribe, sharing that with my following, I got about 3 or 4 people telling me how motivational I am just off of real estate. And that's kind of what the pinnacle was for me, because when I first started, like I told you at the dinner, I couldn't thank you enough for explaining what imposter syndrome was, because I didn't know what the fuck it was until I started to attend group coaching. And when I first started real estate, I was kind of in my shell because people only know me for like being on radio, doing celebrity interviews, smoking weed, and I didn't think people would take me serious in real estate. Yes, baby, that's Uncle. But you know, it was just a surreal feeling being there, being with Roxanne, being with Will, being with Joseph, people that have been there multiple times and getting that experience. But me being in the moment, living it there, other people seeing it, and that's what they want to do. And I got 3 people asking me, hey, you know, you're doing so well, what could I do to get into real estate? So as your brand grows, you grow, but the people that following your brand also grow. So I think that's key to know that whatever brand you're building, make sure that you leave those crumbs for people to follow, because they will follow.
Wow. You know what? I love this perspective on this, that your brand is not just helping you grow, that it's helping other people grow. And I love that. I absolutely am truly connected with that. And I want you to sit with this for a minute. And that goes for everyone on the call. We have top producers on the call that have been in this game for 20 years, and we have people that are brand new. Like, what does your brand say about you right now? Like, how does the aesthetics of your brand look? What is the messaging? Like, what are your values? What are your absolutes? What is the expertise that people, can get a sense of before they meet you? Because check this out. People do business with you because they trust you, they have rapport with you, and they like you on some type of unconscious level. Because I promise you, if I don't like Otis, I'm not doing business with them. 62% of consumers decide to work with you before they meet you. 62% of consumers decide to work with you before they meet you. Back in the days, it was, oh, let's go to this person's website. The people that had the best website were predominantly the ones that would get the market share of that style of business. Well, now that has changed. If you think that everyone's going to your website, if you have some dope lead funnel and you have SEO and that's all optimized, then cool, that may still work for you. And let me not knock that. Most people are going to check you out on Facebook. Most people are going to check you out on Instagram. And can they get a sense of what you represent, who you are, what your identity is, and how you're going to serve and help their family by being able to stalk you for a moment and check you out? Can they get a sense of that? I promise you this, if you don't know me and you're serving any real estate market from here to freaking Maine, and if you hop on my IG, you'll get a sense of who I am as a person, what I represent, who my family is, what I love, what some of my jokes are. You'll know by just taking a quick look. And then based on that, you can decide whether or not you want to do business with me. Is that representative for you on your in your marketing? So Otis, I appreciate the message. And Otis, congratulations, you guys, for the people that are on this call that are aspiring to be top producers and that are on their way. We had 9 top producers at a dinner of 17 people that were first timers to a top producer dinner. So we had some of the people that are there constantly, like Roxanne has been to every single top producer dinner. But now there's a new wave. You guys are coming in, and it's faces that I see here every single week. So hats off to you. Elias Cooks, let's go to you. Rapid fire, big dog. What's your thoughts, contributions, insight?
Yeah, Elias Cooks is doing business as Next Investment Realty. And so it's actually registered. And so that's my brand, is Next Investment Realty. Next Investment Realty, I remember when I was first getting my license that one of the instructors from Keller Williams or whatever that was teaching us how to get licensed or whatever, but when he asked us to be able to come up with a name, that's the name that I came up with. And he didn't like the name at first, but it went through, so it's registered as a doing business as, but it covers a wide range of buyers and sellers. It's just not, it's for first-time home buyers, it's for those that are, looking to get into another investment. It's the next investment. And so it covers a wide range of people. And so that's what I brand myself as Next Investment Realty.
Is it identifiable right now? Like if people went onto your page, would they get a sense of what that brand represents, that it's taken them to that next level? Is that identifiable right now? And if it's not, you might want to look further into it.
Well, when you say if it takes them to that next level, it's a matter of me, excuse me, of just branding myself and putting it out there in front of them to be able to recognize me as that. And yes, so with certain people, I have a slogan as well that goes with it. And so it's home ownership is your next investment. And so when people recognize that, it's like, it's identifying them to let them know that there's something out there that they need to be able to, consider as their next investment or whatever.
Here's what I would do is I would take this to a whole video series. So hey guys, I want to share with you how I was able to take this family to the next level through next level investment. They were able to purchase this home, sell this home, and be able to leverage their equity. So if you're looking to take your business, or excuse me, your home to that next level, DM me, let's work together. So like telling the stories of how you've taken people to that next level in their real estate journey, that coincides perfectly with that messaging, because I didn't know that messaging until you just said it right now. So now you start to tell people what that next level can potentially mean for them, and then tell their story, even get them on video in the lab. I think this is a really, really good flow for you, bro. So I love it. Love it. Good stuff.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to be able to get people to want to get on there and share stories. So as far as like when you say
share it for them, then share their story for them. Yep. Like if they don't want to get on video, cool, then share it for them. But I like it. I like the next level and what it represents. I think I saw a couple of the hands, and we're going to shift gears. Colin, was there a hand up and it went down?
Real quick, since you're speaking to the dreamer and all of us right now, I know business is scarce and we can't pick and choose right now too much. But ultimately, where I'd like to see myself in 2-3 years from now, I'd like to do not just luxury opulent homes, but architecturally sophisticated and interesting places constantly. If I had my way, I would never do a ranch home ever. Someone said, oh, I've got a ranch home in Orinda. I don't care. It's Orinda. It's a ranch. See ya. I know.
All right. So Colin, so let me ask you this. What are the top 5 architectural styles in the Bay Area?
Oh, well, I mean, it's not, usually you've got bungalows, ranches, okay? I mean,
craftsmen.
What you mostly have are what you see throughout most of America, which is Usonian houses, bungalow, ranch. You've got a lot of craftsmen, but then you've just got plain Jane stuff. Then you'll have really sophisticated, a minority of sophisticated academic statement houses. We've talked about Bay Area first, second, and third tradition, all that stuff.
All right. So here's my suggestion to you, bro. Lean, and I'm going to tell you this till I'm blue in the face. Lean into that, because I'm looking at people's faces. A lot of us don't know all the different architectural styles that are in the Bay Area, and the history and why they were built this way, and what they represented, and why and who the elite were at that time that were building these houses. Like, people don't know that. Like, you doing articles and doing videos on Eichlers, on Robert Lee homes, on turn of the century in certain neighborhoods in Oakland. You'll see different architecture that people just don't know about. So it's like, make that a series, bro. If you want to do that, then you speak about it very intelligently. Lean into that. Lean into that. That is a huge opportunity for you to really build something and build off the brand. So I appreciate this. And you guys looking at this thing, what does my brand actually showcase right now? And what does that represent? And how is that viewed right now by consumers? Chris Edwards, I'm going to go to you, and then we're going to get right back into action, you guys. So Chris Edwards, big dog, let's hear from you.
All right, I'll try and go rapid fire. First of all, congratulations to all the hustlers, and congratulations to O. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. And he, like he said, he's been striving for like, bro, I'm trying to get in that lunch. And so congratulations to everybody. With me, the whole rebranding thing, it was a rebranding thing. That's what it was with the Liaison, because I was always known as Big Smooth, and, preconceived notions. I was always basketball. So I wanted to switch the way I was looked at as far as like, being more serious. And the name Liaison is literally connecting one person to the next, getting you where you need to go. And I'm using me being who I am. I'm really not changing myself so much, but it's more of a serious type of thing. Let them know that I'm out here trying to get it, and I am working for you. That's my value. I work for you, and it's all good. Whatever you need, I'm there. And I like what I'm doing. I try and keep things as unique as possible. Like I explained to Elias earlier, like we're in a business where it's a lot of, repetition and using other people's things, and being unique is very hard. So I try and brand myself in a unique way, and in a way that nobody else, is really doing it. So I got my little jingle, right? And, either you either gonna like it or you're gonna hate it, but you're gonna remember it. And as long as I can keep my reputation good, I think that's gonna be my calling card. I don't necessarily need a you know, us, like how Nias had his saying, there's nothing against that. That's what's up, Nias, your next level realty. I tried to do that, but it wouldn't work for me. But just my jingle itself is my calling card, and that's what I'm working towards. So now it's just tapping into being a better realtor, knowing the laws, knowing the rules, knowing what programs are out there, things like that. So that's my
I love this. And you know, the idea behind being the connector and being that resource and being that liaison, I actually like that because I didn't really know what that meant. But I'm going to share something with you guys really quick. And this is something I created, and I'm going to add your guys' brand. So if you guys have brands, I want to continue to build this out. But once again, your brand is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. And I really want you to start identifying aesthetically what it looks like. Does my videos, does my newsletters, does my print, everything that I'm doing, does it all coincide? Does it look good? Does it feel good? Does it have a flow? Is there quality in the things that I'm doing? So we talked about some of these iconic brands, right? There at one time, none of these existed, but now it's all identifiable in pop culture, and you guys know these brands very well. Let's look at some of the fast brands. And these are some of the brands that have existed over just the course of the last 3 years. And I want you guys to look at these because there's some opportunity for you guys to really, really grow your own identity. Here's what I love about the top. Let's just go to the right side. The Numbers Agent and Call King. Here's what's cool about that. And there's some like backstory. The logo is not just a logo. And I cannot stand when people want to go to fucking Vistaprint or wherever and develop this logo that has nothing to do. It makes no sense, and there's no alignment to what the actual purpose and cause is and the human behind it. So stay with me. Julie had an old logo that was called the Pow House. And I remember when we first started working with Julie, I was like, what is the Pow House? She's like, oh, like comic books. And it was like this shield and had 4 things. I was like, that's awful. That's awful. I asked her what she likes to do. Kenny asked her what she liked to do. She's like, I just love numbers. I like staying up all night and geeking out on numbers. And Kenny's like, well, why don't you just be the numbers agent? And she's like, the numbers agent? Yeah, wait. Yeah, the numbers agent. That's when Julie created this avatar. That's when Julie created that talk box with the hashtag in there, and Julie became the numbers agent. Now check this out. Julie went almost 10 months with no production at all. Fast forward to today, Julie is one of the top producers in the company in the Bay Area, and she has been defined as the numbers agent, and it's what she truly, truly loves. When you see her business cards are literally like this big, and it's just that little icon and the numbers agent. It's really, really cute, but her marketing, her collateral pieces, the things that she creates on Canva, all coincide with the numbers agent. And when it comes to understanding investments, understanding the numbers behind it, she is the go-to person for all of that. Look at Call King. So Call King, and there's more to this. When you look at those keys came directly from a Black Sabbath inspired brand. He said, you know what? I love rock and roll. I love my heritage. And when it comes to or my lineage, when it comes to rock and roll, he's like, I'm going to lean into this. And so when you call King, when you see his business cards and it's him in a leather freaking vest,
I think Elias is frozen.
Who's stepping in?
I think you're right.
I'm like, how he froze? We all still moving in real time. The Matrix real.
Me.
Like, where did the sound go?
Internet sucks over here, guys.
I was waiting for someone else's head to move to see if it was us or him.
We should all just do the mannequin challenge now.
Oh, dead before he gets back. No.
Right?
That's funny, the mannequin.
Everybody just needs to go. He made Colin the host, I think.
Okay, who are we going to nominate to carry on?
All right. I'll carry the torch.
Come on, Vanessa, carry on.
You're up, Vanessa.
All right, guys. Well, that was a great group coaching. Everybody have a great week, unless somebody else has something to share.
Hey, everybody. This is Ashley from the Money Store. Since we're talking about branding, if we want to wait for Elias just for a minute or two, I was a branch manager for 10 years. And one of the exercises we did with our teams on a district level for all the branch managers is we sat there and we had a sticky note and we had to think about the top 5 things that represented us and what we wanted to be known for in the community. So your character, your trustworthiness, your honesty, integrity, you move fast, you care about people, whatever those things are, the 5 most top important things, and then do those things on purpose in your social media and everywhere that you can brand yourself. That's all I have. Hopefully he comes back soon.
Thank you, Ashley.
Anybody doing anything great on this weekend or during this weekend? Who's going to be making money?
You know what? Just since you spoke, I'm interested to know how you came up with Just Bling.
Oh, girl, because I fucking like anything sparkly and shiny and colorful and unicorn, and like I'm always wearing color. But my clients, there were a couple clients actually that were like, you should go buy something that includes like the bling. And so I was just like, you know what? You should. And that's how it grew. And my car is wrapped in the shiniest, blingiest unicorn color I've ever seen in my life. And I'm getting ready to wrap my SUV probably with pink glitter as well. If I could fucking bathe in
love
glitter,
your car.
I would. Thank you. If I could bathe in glitter, I would.
And she's got some really cool glitter eyeshadow. You got to see it. It's really pretty.
You know, your personality is just blinged out too. I haven't met you in person, but yeah, you definitely can tell. Just bling.
Hey, I appreciate that.
She's a fun room. She's fun to travel with and a great roommate.
Coming from Joe Ellen, Miss Party Animal.
Hey, let Joe Ellen out-party me. Like, I was so impressed. And she carries herself well too. She's not like a sloppy person when she turns up. So I can live with that.
Hey, turn up with class, okay? And I think Elias is back.
All right, so hey, you guys, living in Lathrop, I don't know what's going on. It's the second time this week, and so they're definitely going to be getting a call from me. But I don't know where I was. I was saying a bunch of shit and then it cut off. So we're back here now. So, yeah,
branding.
I'm going to start building this thing out just so you guys can see it. But the thought is, you guys just really be able to sit with it today and be able to say, well, what does my brand actually say about myself? Does it represent my values, what I'm trying to represent to this world, or is it non-existent, right? And remember, the ones that are going to market the biggest are the ones that are going to win. And so identify with that, be able to be clear with that. And if you ever need help with something, let me know. And don't just think that your brand is your logo. That is the worst way to think about it. Your brand is what people start to say about you over time. You'll start to see in your comments like, oh, like think about how Dominique's brand has grown in the last couple months. You start to identify with who she is and what she represents and like the style and this aesthetic and her, her true empathy and then the value that she gives from like an appraiser side. So many great things. So I want to turn it over to you guys. Let's talk a little bit about action. I know a lot of things have been able to happen this week. I know a lot of milestones have been able to happen, appointments had, new listings taken, people in contract, new milestones in their business. So I wanted to turn the mic over to you and have you guys talk about some action in your business. What worked for you this week? What were some huge milestones? What were some success things that you want to talk about and share? I can go around the room, and I know it's a little harder now that I'm on my phone, but I know that Christian, you had a milestone. I know Vanessa Vo, you had a milestone this week. You had something that you took action on. So let's have you guys grab the mic. I'm gonna make sure I let everyone in. Otis, is that an old hand? I don't want to miss you if it is. All right, cool. Danielle, was that a new hand that you threw up? Danielle Martinez, was that a hand that threw up? Okay, cool. All right, Christian, talk to us about a win this week. And you guys, let's hear action. What did you do this week to take action in your business that has led to results? if you don't have anything, you should probably, raise your hand, put your hand up, because I'm sure there's some win that you guys have from this week, an action that you took to get an appointment, a new listing, a buyer in a contract, so on and so forth. So let's go. Christian, I know you have something you want to share, and then you guys just get your hands up. I see them now. I love it. Love it. Ro, you are up next.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. I'm just really grateful for the accountability challenge that we're doing. It's really keeping me on track. It's getting me posting on tracking on Sisu, which is very helpful with the calendar. And my biggest win is I just landed my first listing a year and a half into the business, and someone reached out and they're like, we need to sell my mom's house. And I have everything going, like the net sheet, and Elias is helping me like getting organized, and it's my first one. And I'm just really, really grateful and excited that this is finally, with all my momentum that I've been doing and I've been putting into my business, I'm starting to see like the universe sending me stuff. So I'm super grateful.
Yes. And what is the word what is the era that you're in? What is the word that we've been talking about over and over again, you and I?
There's two words. So there's consistency and there's urgency, because as you know, I'm pregnant and I can't keep putting my business off another day, and I'll do it tomorrow and I'll do it later. And it's all about just getting it done in that moment, and you will see the results. Just stay consistent.
God, I love it. I'm just so happy for you. You guys, urgency is, I'm working with a sense of urgency every single day. Panic mode is, fuck, I didn't do all the things that I know that I need to do, and now it's the end of the month, or now it's the end of the quarter, or now it's Christmas time, and I'm panicked, and oh my God, and now I'm stressed, and now people feel that, and now I sound like a salesperson, and I have commission breath, and oh my God, do you want to do business with me? Please do business with me, because that's what's behind it, because I'm panicked. Urgency is I just work with a sense of urgency every single day. And you guys, I wrote this, and it's fitting for the moment right now. The old version of you is always waiting for you to come back and pick them up. The old version of you is always waiting for you to go back and pick that person up. That person that made excuses, that procrastinated, that didn't follow through with shit, that had this big old ego mind that thought they were the shit and they really weren't. That person is waiting for you. So I appreciate this message on a very, very high level. So, Ro, let's hear from you. I think I saw Ashley's hand. I'm not too sure who that was, but let's go Ro, let's go Colin, let's go Otis, and let's go anybody else that has a win to share, action they took for this week. Ro, let's go. Oh, you don't have your glasses on today. That's what was different. Okay, all right, let's go.
Good morning. So Heart of the Bay Realtor is my logo or my branding right now. We'll see how that goes, since I live in Hayward, which is Heart of the Bay. But I took my little introverted self down to the holiday July 4th picnic in my neighborhood. 8 years, I never been there. Took my cards, connected with a neighbor whose house was flooded. I couldn't get an equity loan for the repairs. I was able to put her into contact with the lender. They have a plan now for what she needs to do to bring her credit score up so she can get that loan, and was able to put her in contact with an EXP agent in the Finger Lakes, New York region to get a family property listed. It'll be listed by the end of the week. And, it's just a conversation and a card and a follow-up. And also send out some prospecting letters. As I walk my dog, I notice properties where they're vacant, or I know I haven't seen the person in a while. And so sent letters and cards to those folks, and we'll follow up as well. And also put 5 people in touch with one of the lending officers who does the CalFA. And so they followed up, they're going to the workshop. And so I'm just trying to work. It's about heart. It's about helping provide people resources so they can get into homes. So
I love this. And a couple things here is leverage the network that you have on EXP. There's not a state, there's not a city, there's not a place in the United States of America where we can't serve them. Also in other countries, it's beautiful companies in over 20 countries, but I love that. But I think there's something really important here. By a show of hands, please raise your hand or just give me some type of reaction. How many of you consider yourself to be an introvert in a very extroverted industry? Please raise your hand if you consider yourself to be an introvert on some level. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So Ro, you said I took my little introverted self out there and I was able to get out of my shell. So like, tell us about that. Like, how are you able to kind of get past some of that social anxiety or that trepidation or whatever that is to go through? What's some advice you can give to the other introverts on the call to help get past that and just say, fuck it, I got to do this? What did you do? What's that conversation sound like? I would love to hear that part of that, if you don't mind, you guys.
Well, my neighbor helped me a little bit by saying they had lived there 15 years and had never gone to this party. So I went by to go with them, but for whatever reason, they had already left. And I said, okay, I'm going, right? And then, you know, I took my cards and I started the conversation with people. I said, oh, I'm Ro, I live, you know, here. And you probably seen me walking the big white dog, right? And everybody's like, oh yeah, we've seen you walking the big white dog. And they're like, how long do you walk her and how often and blah, blah, blah. So that was my dog was my entry point to the conversation. And then we had to stand in line to get the food. And that was another opportunity to get to know people. Where do you live? I haven't seen you before. How long you've lived here? That kind of thing. And I also picked up other knowledge about, oh, you know, so-and-so bought this house and he's going to flip it. And this is what so-and-so's doing and so-and-so's moving. And so it's just an opportunity to be curious and to listen. And yeah, I use my dog to help get an in. So.
All right, so Ro, I don't know if I've ever seen the dog before. Look at it, it says you are an introvert. I don't know if I've seen the dog before, but I think the dog can play really, really good in your branding. What kind of dog is it?
So it's an all-white husky mix, and she's on my door hangers that I ordered.
Ooh, I love this.
On some of my postcards, because everybody knows her, right? She gets out occasionally. Anybody who has a husky knows this, and so that people will bring her back to the house.
Wow.
So she's kind of my calling card, and I walk her about 4 miles a day. So, yeah.
I love this. I love this. So what people need to know about dog care right now as the summer heats up, especially dogs like huskies that have not only thermal fur, but they have thermal skin that they run hotter as dogs. The pavement is hotter. Here are the great times to walk your dog in the Bay Area that it's going to be better for your little dog's paws. Here's the link to the little dog shoes that you can put on your dog if you're out there taking them to make sure that you protect them. These are all great things. You know why? Because that dog community is tight. That dog community is really, really tight. So start not only including them in the marketing, but here's some tips to take care of your dog, and it comes directly from the dog's vantage point. That's really good branding. Really good branding.
Yeah, my newsletter has Naya's Heart Bites, and so there's some dog-related piece in my newsletter, my 2 newsletters I put out. But, you know, so, yeah.
I love this. I love this. Love it. You guys, and really quick, while we're thinking about this and while we're talking about this, some of you live in hotter places, and this weekend is going to be one of the record-breaking hottest days of the year. So maybe you guys do a quick reel like, hey guys, here's 3 places to go to escape the heat on Saturday and Sunday that aren't going to be too crazy crowded, right? Whether there's a beach or there's a hike, there's a place you can go to, but give some people some advice on what to do this weekend. Or if you're staying in the house with the kids, here's some cool activities that you guys can do to beat the heat and stay inside and not go crazy because you're all in the same house, right? Those are things that people want to hear because fuck, we're all going through the same thing. Vanessa and I live out here in Lathrop. It's going to be like 104, 105 degrees. I'm probably not going to be doing much. So I love this. So you guys, let's continue on. Action. Ashley, did you have your hand up? Because I don't want to miss you. Did you have your hand up? Is there anything you wanted to share, contribute? Christina, on the conversation, there's a lot going on. And then I'll come to Vanessa, Colin, and then Otis. No? Okay, cool.
Wait, Ashley contributed something really good. So maybe she can repeat it because you were gone. But I thought that was great. That was a great idea to figure out what your branding is or what your calling is.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, we were killing time. I just shared a story of when I was a branch manager, something we used to do regularly with the other branch managers. We used to take a sticky note and write the 5 things that we wanted to be known for on there and then commit to doing those things intentionally. So honesty, integrity, reliability, dedication, whatever those things are, write them down, put them in a sticky note where you can see it every day, and then commit to doing those things intentionally on social media or just showing up with whoever you're showing up with in person, but doing it intentionally and putting it somewhere where you see it every day so you don't forget.
Wow. Wow, powerful. I love this exercise. I love it. And you know, you guys, your brand and identity can change and it can evolve over time. I remember there was a time in my life that I wasn't disciplined. I was known as the guy that had a lot of energy. I still have a lot of energy, and I don't think they'll ever go away. But there was never a time where anybody mentioned the word discipline when they mentioned me. And I said, I wanted to change that. I wanted to change that. And now it's just a part of who I am. It's part of my brand. So Ashley, I really, really like this conversation. Let's go to Christina, and then we'll go to Vanessa Vo, then we'll go to Colin, then we'll go to Otis. So Christina, let's go to you. And then Vanessa, you are on deck next.
Yeah, I was just going to add, I think one thing with branding is just being yourself. I think for myself, when I started to put myself more on social media, I was so worried about how I was going to be perceived. What were people going to say? Were they going to think I was like weird or quirky? And then those exact things are what people will love about you, where they can relate with you and they connect. So I would definitely say, don't overthink it, just do it. And you will see how your business will grow and how like-minded people will attract to you and create that authentic connection with you for your business. And
I love it.
With networking, with clients, buyers, sellers, they'll love that.
Just be weird, you guys. There's a bunch of weirdos on this call. Just be weird. Just let your freak flag fly. Just be the weirdos that you truly are, indicative to the person that you are. Be real to yourself, right? It's like the way I show up here is the way I show up there. Like you get what you get. I am Elias. I am, some days funny. I am serious. I am intense. I am a father. I am a lover, like I am who I am. And I never freaking shy away from that. So Christina, I appreciate that message. Vanessa Vo, let's hear from you. Action from this week. Then we'll go Colin and then Otis, and then we'll wrap up the conversation. Vanessa, there she is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't see you. I have to scroll 5 screens, but go ahead.
That's good. Everybody's camera's on. So one of my wins this week is really big because I was able to get these clients into contract. But I mean, everybody gets into contract, but this one was so unique because it was the communication and just not taking no for an answer. So for me, it was, yes, they have an accepted offer, but I'm still asking the question. So, okay, well, what's your accepted offer as? Just in case, I want to let you know what if, I have something better. Sometimes they don't like that, but for me, at this point, I don't even care what people, like or don't like. It's what's going to benefit my clients, right? So lo and behold, offer was accepted above ask, and they were not able to perform because something about the other buyers, like company not doing good. And the agent reaches out, same hour. He goes, can you send your offer over? I'm like, yes, absolutely. No questions asked. I just sent it. And we won 10,000 under ask with 12,000 credits. So
yes.
So crazy because what it is I don't know. I just don't give up, guys. Just keep going. To me, it was offer accepted over ask, and now we got it under, and it's a beautiful 4-bedroom home that a lot of Stockton homes are, going for this price, but we got it for a 4-bedroom and a pool. And what's crazy about this one is we fell out of contract. They just had a baby. 4 days later, we fell out of contract. They were supposed to move in a week, and sellers couldn't perform, and it just fell apart. And it took all of me to keep them in the fight. And I just felt for them. I'm just so happy. And the other win is Christina coming on before me, just her speaking about just be you, and just, people naturally attract to you is how I came to found her on Instagram. So the second one has a little bit to do with her because without her doing the touch points, it's now almost a year. And our client she texted me this morning. She submitted her documents to Christina. So hopefully, Christina, you can give me a call because I'm trying to get to another offer. But that's it from me, guys.
All right. And there's 2 other things, though, that we're missing here. Where were you last night and where were you the night before? And what was that a result of? Share, because it's important.
You know what? This week has just been so amazing. I feel like I'm floating because Wednesday I went to Top Producer. I walked into that room and just so grateful, so honored. And I just was in disbelief. I was in a room with these, you know, big dogs. And then yesterday I went to dinner with my fiance. It's been a long time since we went to anything nice. Y'all, it was so nice. We didn't even know how to act. He scooped the caviar as if it was like chips and guacamole. Okay. So it was really nice. And this weekend I get to enjoy a really nice space with my loved one. So it's just super grateful. And yeah, thanks guys.
I love it. So both things she earned. She earned her spot at Top Producer Dinner. She earned and won that dinner at Foreign Cinema through her production and through a contest that we ran a few months back. And I'm so glad to see you guys out there enjoying yourself and eating your caviar like chips and guacamole. I love that. Let's go, Colin. Let's go, Otis, and we'll wrap up the conversation. Colin.
All right, Elias, as we discussed yesterday, I am really psyched because I have connected with an agent on our team to embark on a project involving my good old-fashioned medieval mailers, which I do, which, as you know, are very unique and labor-intensive. Jeff Phillips had the great idea of going after a target market, in this case, distressed properties, but he's like got 2 or 3 other segments that we can pursue too. And of course, I do White Pages Premium because when I'm not doing real estate, I'm a stalker and I can find everyone's cell phone number and all that jazz. And so I'm going to follow up aggressively with everyone we mail out to. I think it's going to yield some good things. And, you know, we talk about prospecting. I think this is so effective at getting people's attention because these mailers never get thrown out. They always invariably get open. People go, what the fuck is this? And they invariably open them. So I feel like I'm prospecting for gold here. I think we're going to find treasure.
Yeah, I absolutely. I think, and then one day I'll have you share what they actually look like. He's been doing this for years, and the color of the paper that it goes out. We'll have that conversation. It's really powerful stuff.
Another time. But then before we move on, I got to say, because you were talking about getting out of your comfort zone, and I got to give a shout out to Jeff, because when you had him host one of the role-playing things, he talked to me, we were talking about door knocking, which I just don't do. And he was like, wait, you do these mailers and you cook. Why don't you have recipes that you, for things that you present at open house on these mailers, you hand them out, say you're going to do this open house with food. Here's a recipe. He says, so what you're doing is you're operating within your comfort zone, but using that place of comfort to stretch into your discomfort zone. That was really interesting. He was talking about straddling comfort and discomfort. So I want to give a shout out to him about that too.
Love that. Really powerful stuff. All right, O-Dog, we have about a minute left, Big Dog. So let's hear from you and then we'll start wrapping up.
Lots of wins. Want to say congratulations to Vanessa. When I first started with my very first deal, I was so frantic. I was just like, oh my God, I got one that I asked her to help. And I was like, I'll give you half. Like, just help me. And with her gracious heart and how beautiful she is, she was like, bro, you don't got to give me nothing. I just want you to win. So one of my wins was being able to be at the Top Producer Dinner, but it even felt even better enjoying that moment with her and a few others, Kim, George, and a couple of others, because they all kind of helped me out in a way, just get better. Being at that Top Producer Dinner, checking my numbers and getting in there, that was the big win. Because sometimes I tend to forget and just don't really matter because I just put my head down and get too focused on, first it was the meal, then it was 5, just a few under 10, and then I want to finish the end of the year at 20. But the biggest thing for me was the generational wealth for my family on the last deal I just got. So, you know, my grandfather used to be really, really rich, had a lot of properties, but getting sick over the years, he lost pretty much everything except this last one. We were able to offload that, get another one, get the trust and everything going. So my mom now has generational wealth. And then if anything ever happens to my mom, me and my brothers will take over, and the kids until they're 21 will have that house. And whenever they're, when Reese gets to 21, the other ones are about 10 years above, so they're gonna have to wait to get paid out. But just knowing that my family is secure and I'm on the way to reaching the last 2 of my goals, because Top Producer was one of the main ones. Because if you look around this room, and I made post about it this whole week about how yesterday I'm just on a cloud, like how Vanessa said, and where you start is not where you finish. Talked about Julie doing 10. I went 13 months without a deal. And then I went another year before that, just getting my license and waiting for COVID. So I'm going to bask in this ambience, and I'm just going to keep this shit going. And to anybody on the team that's struggling or starting off, not even a graduation or whatever, fuck that shit. Don't mind that. Just go at your own accord. Don't let nobody change you up. And congratulations, Christian. That baby's gonna push you so much, and I'm so happy for you. So
that's right.
That's what we come here for, these stories. And I'm just glad that I can come here 3 days a week to share mine when it's relevant. So thank you guys.
I love you guys.
Really quick, for all the struggling real estate agents, just get pregnant and you'll do great.
So get pregnant or get someone pregnant and it will change your level of intensity. So love this, you guys. I'm so excited for all of you. I'm so excited about this conversation. Remember, you guys, remember what I said, the old version of you is always waiting for you to come back and pick that person up. But you've grown, you've evolved, you've changed, you've become, or you are becoming the man or woman and human being that you truly, truly dreamed of. So support that. You guys, I've been working closely with Raquel Quinnett for the last 3 years. She's been our leadership coach, and she's helped us to develop this amazing company, our structure, our systems, our tools behind the scenes, and she's been my coach. And she came to me with the thought and wants to be a partner with projects moving forward through Keep It Moving. So I signed my partnership agreement with Raquel Quinnett to be a Keep It Moving, or excuse me, a official Play Bigger coach. And so her and I are going to be launching a new program that's open up to the entire country. So I'm really excited about that partnership. So I want to share that with you guys. And it's something that I've dreamt and manifested. And I left working with John Cheplak to work with Raquel closely. And so I'm very excited about the new journey and what's on the horizon. So thank you guys for being here. As always, keep it moving towards your dreams, your goals, and vision, and don't let anything stand in your way. Have an amazing, amazing day. Judith, if you can stay here, please do. And everyone else, you got to leave. But
congratulations, everyone.